Hello, my name's Mallory Parnassian.
I'm Paris Musalimis.
And I'm Ishan Gill.
So when people think of human trafficking, they often think about it happening in a different country, or that it's something that only happens in the movie Taken or in low-income households. I was one of those people. I thought this was something that was just happening to adults, or just people were getting pulled off the street. That was until somebody from my community, somebody my age, from my area, was pulled into human trafficking because she wasn't able to recognize the warning signs. It's so much easier to be proactive than have to deal with the repercussions. My friend's still dealing with this, but if she would have been able to see these warning signs, this couldn't have happened to her.
So about a year ago, we joined the Human Trafficking Task Force of San Joaquin County, working with the district attorney and her board. And just to give an overview of our project, we give a 30-minute presentation on the dangers of social media through explaining various apps and how they work to adults, because a lot of the time they don't really know how to use them or what their kid is doing on the app. So we educate parents on the features on apps such as Snapchat, Instagram, or Kik, just to name a few. And we supply real-life examples to parents on how it happens in real life, such as our friend's little sister, when she was in 5th grade, was approached on Instagram and started receiving inappropriate messages and just things like that. Luckily, she changed to a private account, but just things like that. If you don't have a comfortable relationship with your parent, you might get roped into human trafficking online. And so we provided tips to parents on how to promote social media safety in their household. And we presented this throughout San Joaquin County to many adults and students.
So I wanted to speak to our main goals a little bit. And just to start off, I guess one thing that we really wanted to do was educate parents on how social media applications kind of work to promote dialogue between students and parents. So we really want students and parents to establish an open relationship so they can speak about really any issues that are going on in each other's lives. Beyond for that, we wanted to bring awareness to the human trafficking industry because it is approximately a $32 billion industry, yes, billion with a B, and basically we wanted to take a proactive approach because oftentimes, that's not usually what people want to do. They kind of want to push it to the side or pretend it doesn't exist. Beyond for that, we want to assist in reducing the number of victims that kind of come out of the human trafficking industry, and inform parents on the dangers and the benefits of social media. And we do truly believe that doing so can reduce the number of victims in the human trafficking industry. So speak a little more about that is...
So I'm going to talk about how our project has evolved. We began delivering our presentations in October of 2017, so we're relatively new. It's only been about a year. And in the beginning, when we first started delivering our presentations, we had an audience of about 20 people, but as of recently, we've been able to present to an audience of over 400 people at the End It National Northern California Summit. So that was definitely a big accomplishment for us. Over the year, we've modified our presentation through surveys that we delivered to our audience members, which Mallory will talk about in a little bit. And we've also now focused more on providing tips to parents about how they can enforce social media safety in their households. And we also now are beginning to gear our presentations towards middle school students. So we want to inform students about how about the dangers of social media and what they can do to protect themselves online.
So to make sure that our presentations were being fully effective, we created a survey, and we did a pre and post survey about what they knew about human trafficking and social media safety before and after our presentation. And the survey allowed us to see what we needed to include to make sure that parents fully understood the apps that their children were using. So for instance, one parent needed us to actually walk them through the whole entire app and show them how to access the Snap Map and how to show that your child's location is actually being seen from other people. So the survey allowed us to see what we need to incorporate when we're talking to our audiences, and we also were able to get feedback from the summit that we went to with the 400 people in our county, and also from our school board and different areas that we were talking to.
So throughout the whole process, we definitely did face a few challenges. The first being educating parents that have very minimal knowledge on these apps and they would have to stop us through the presentations on little questions like, how do you screenshot? You know, something that we think everyone knows how to do. And also showing that social media can be extremely beneficial. I mean, pretty much everyone built their platform here today on social media. So definitely it is beneficial. There are just negative aspects to it. Also, the transformative nature of social media. Every day these apps are changing and creating new features. So it was tough to explain new features, and then the next day a new feature could pop up again. Another challenge we faced was teaching parents how to have healthy conversations with their kid instead of just telling them you need to have a private account, you need to do this, this, and this, and definitely creating that comfortable talk between them, as well as extending information to non-English speaking families. So we did have a translator through some of our presentations.
So just to discuss some of the accomplishments that we've achieved over the past year, we've been able to reach over 4,000 people, and through this next year we do plan on reaching more people. We've also been able to directly speak to parents who have tremendously benefited from our presentations. I think it's definitely gratifying when a parent comes up to you and tells you that our presentation helped them speak to their students about social media safety, which is definitely something that's very gratifying, as I said. And then we've also been able to provide a lot of students with resources and a safe place to talk about issues like human trafficking. I know that in our school, there are definitely students that have been trafficked, but they feel that they can't speak about it because it is a very taboo subject. So we've kind of created and generated a safe place for these students. And finally, we've been able to spread awareness about human trafficking. Like we said earlier, I don't think any of us really knew that human trafficking was an issue or prevalent in any of our cities, but it is, and we're trying to bring light to that issue. And I think over the past year, we've been able to do that, and we plan to do so in the future as well.
And lastly, I want to speak a little bit about our future plans. So I guess just to begin, we want to continue presenting, not only at our respective colleges, but we also handed down our roles right now as part of the District Attorney's Human Trafficking Task Force to other students who are going to continue presenting throughout our county. And hopefully we want to expand it beyond just our county to different communities throughout the state, and hopefully one day nationwide. Also, we want to properly educate the public on both the dangers and the benefits of social media. So obviously social media can be a great thing as long as it's used correctly, and it's used to communicate and kind of expand your own thoughts, your ideas, and basically just use in a positive way. But if there's no knowledge of how to use it in a positive way, obviously it can be used for wrongdoing. We also want to ultimately remove the curtain that covers the human trafficking industry. Like Simran said, we didn't really know too much about human trafficking before we got involved, and now we're helping other people bring the issue to light, and that's definitely very gratifying. And lastly, we want to allow communities across California to identify and protect themselves from the industry, and basically motivate and inspire children and students anywhere across our county as well as the state to kind of start doing things like this in their own communities, and hopefully end human trafficking altogether. Thank you.